tone changes depending on who you're talking to. With some people, you're softer. With others, more confident. Sometimes you plan what you're about to say, and then still change it halfway through. You laugh a little louder in certain rooms. You become quieter in others. You watch people's faces while you speak, adjusting as you go. It happens fast, almost automatically, and if someone asked you why you do it, you probably wouldn't know what to say, but it isn't random. There's a reason. You say it's okay when it's not. You say I don't mind when you actually do. You tell yourself something doesn't matter because bringing it up feels risky. Maybe you're the calm one when everyone else is stressed, the strong one when others fall apart, the easygoing one who doesn't create problems. Or maybe you're the high achiever, the responsible one, the one who always has it together. You think ahead. You soften your opinions, you apologize quickly, you explain yourself more than needed, and you call it your personality. But look closer. These are adjustments, small changes you learned to make so things would go smoothly. At some point in your life, you learned something about connection. Maybe you learned that showing too much emotion made people uncomfortable, so you became controlled. Maybe you learned that asking for too much pushed people away, so you asked for less. Maybe you learned that praise came when you performed well, so you worked harder than everyone else. Your mind and body remember what kept you safe. And here's something important. This wasn't weakness, it was smart. You were protecting your place in the room. You were protecting your relationships. As Carl Jung once said, the privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are. But before that can happen, most people become who they needed to be. But the real reason isn't what most people think. It's not about wanting everyone to like you. It's about trying to avoid rejection. There's a difference. Wanting to be liked is natural. Trying to prevent rejection is protective. And protection is quiet. It shows up as replaying conversations in your head, as noticing small changes in someone's tone, as feeling tension when someone replies with a short message. You don't just talk, you monitor. You don't just express, you adjust. And when you do this for years, something shifts. The protection becomes your identity. You stop saying, I adjust to people. You start saying, I'm just easygoing. You stop saying, I avoid conflict to stay safe. You start saying, I hate drama. You stop saying, I overachieve to feel secure. You start saying, I'm just ambitious. None of these are lies, but they are incomplete. Because behind the trait is a quiet rule. If I stay this way, I won't lose connection. And when you follow that rule long enough, it feels like that's just who you are. And here's where it gets interesting. When you always adjust to others, you slowly stop checking in with yourself. You question your anger before you feel it. You shrink your needs before you say them out loud. You edit your opinions before they fully form. You become very good at reading other people, but when someone asks you, what do you really want? There's a pause. Not because you don't care, but because you're used to scanning the room first. That pause says a lot. The cost of this isn't dramatic. It's quiet. It's feeling tired from always being on. It's being liked, but not fully known. It's being appreciated for being easy, strong, calm, while feeling a little unseen inside. It's rarely disappointing others, but often disappointing yourself in small ways. Over time, this creates a split. There's the version of you that works well in the world, and then there's the private version of you. Less filtered, less careful. The bigger the gap between those two versions, the heavier things start to feel. Not a breakdown, just a quiet misalignment. There's a powerful quote often linked to Albert Einstein. Everybody is a genius, but if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it will live its whole life believing that it